Bryan and Finola head to Maine to pursue an influx lead, but they discover a volatile situation where a young girl has lost her father to debris. Hello, everybody. I'm Steve from VALHARTV, and today I'll be reviewing Debris Episode 7. So this week we open up to a man sitting in on a pier, waiting for a ferry to come, so he can take off and find something. When time really seems to stop all around him, and he hands the bag over to a woman who walks away, and then he takes his own life. So I thought that was pretty interesting because we haven't really seen this type of situation yet. So Bryan and Finola, head to Maine, and they track a lead from a call from Anson's phone. So, and when they arrive, they find an intriguing case, and they also find out that the guy at the pier is the guy who was trying to call Anson. So they assume that he had some debris that he was trying to sell, or he was part of INFLUX. And we also see Maddox start to interrogate Anson to get answers from him about INFLUX and George Jones. But the way he does it is, it's very kind of creepy. It's definitely not ethical at all. So I thought that was an interesting thing that they did. Excuse me. So Bryan and Finola find out that there is mind control in play with the debris in this one. And they keep getting caught up in it, and they start to put pieces together, and they find out what the debris is doing and who's responsible for it. It's really clear that we are going to get a case of the week format with this show, and we're going to get answers slowly about the stuff that really isn't debris. We get a conspiracy that's every episode it's behind the scenes, and we get a larger story. But those really kind of take a back seat in most of the episodes, which I honestly I think I would like more if they did, because I like. When I first started watching the show, I liked the fact about the debris. I kind of wish they weren't debris, though, because, again, we're not seeing the whole big picture. Langley is trying to put a spaceship back together with these pieces. But each piece has its own qualities, own properties. In one of the episodes, we see Maddox throwing a chair into one of the pieces of debris, and it comes out behind him in another one. I'm like, what? And then we see one piece of debris de-ages people. It's like, what kind of ship is this? We're not even getting these types of answers. And it's just, it is a little frustrating, but I understand that they're trying to play a long game. But it's just, to me, it's not really working out as well as they hoped it would. There are very little effects in this episode. We do see a little girl whose name is Caroline, we find out later on. And she sits in some water in this little pond behind where she's living, and the pieces of debris come to her, and they flash a little bit as they're coming to her. So we get to see that, but we also get to see the mind control a little bit as well. But there's no real special effect there. It's practical. The acting in this is still okay. I mean, it's the seventh episode, so it should be a little bit better now. These guys should be more familiar with their characters. But I don't know if, really Bryan is going to cry or not in every episode, though. He looks like he's on the verge of breaking down in every episode when he talks to Finola, when he talks to this gentleman here. When he talks to other people, it looks like, he's got red eye, his eyes are red underneath and his nose is all red, and it's really kind of weird. I mean, I don't want to lie. He looks like, yeah. I mean, it's just kind of weird. Again, this is the 7th episode, and it's been a mixed bag. Some of the pieces of debris I've liked. I thought some of the cases were kind of cool. But the melodrama hasn't really worked out for the most part, to be honest with you. This also struggled. They also struggled to find the right balance, uh, and to stand out from other shows that came before them, like X Files, Fringe, things like that. It's just kind of a. I mean, I actually liked the X Files. I thought it was really cool, but they weren't dealing with debris. So I think the concept of this is kind of neat, but it's just kind of wearing off now. I'd give this at least a 7 out of 10. I did like the debris in this. I did like the mind control, but it's not really enough to save everything. It's the melodrama in this is still not very good. If you guys like what I do, please hit the like button and also subscribe, as I'll be doing more content each week. And leave a comment down below. Let me know what you thought about this episode. Take care for now, everybody.